This is what I asked of people that were in the NBA, because we've heard from the people that simply don't want to get vaccinated. We know Jonathan Isaac, we know Bradley Beal, we know, Andrew Wiggins. But for a league to be so player friendly is what they say, which is false, as you can see. And they're talking about withholding pay and all of that from people that are unvaccinated that can't play games. But I wanted to see where the people were that did get it, that would stand next to their brothers that they claim to love so much, the players' unions and all of that, and see if they would stand on their behalf. Because the league is the league either way it goes. If the players decided they weren't going to play because this is bullshit, then that would be what happened. So I heard from the people that didn't. We heard from the Kyries. We heard from these guys that had no instance of getting it. I wanted to know, this is why I talked about LeBron. It's like, how do you feel? You know what I mean? You got so much to say about so much other stuff. Where are you at on this issue? And I want to know if you back your fellow basketball players who simply don't want to get this shit. Finally, someone did go to bat basically for their teammate. And we're going to listen to it. This is Draymond Green, who was a teammate of Andrew Wiggins for the Golden State Warriors. Let's listen to what he had to say.
That would be like me telling him, like, yo, your wife is going into labor. How dare you leave this team and not go tend to your wife for what that could mean for this team? That's something that's personal to him. That's health related. That's, something that's personal to his family. This is no different. This is, we're dealing with something that, to me, feels like has turned into a political war. When you're talking about a vaccination and non-vaccinated, I think it's become very political. And, for someone who's not extremely into politics, when you make something so political and not everyone is into politics, then you can also turn those people off.
By the way, that's exactly what we've seen in like the comic book stuff, by the way.
I think there is something to be said for people's concern about something that's being pressed so hard. Like, why are you pressing this so hard? Like, so much. You're just pressing and pressing and pressing. I think you have to honor people's feelings and their own personal beliefs. And I think that's been lost when it comes to vaccinated and non-vaccinated. And it kind of sucks that that's been lost because you're essentially not giving anyone, you say we live in a land of the free. Well, you're not giving anyone freedom because you're making people do something essentially without necessarily making them. You're making them do something.
It's called coercion, Draymond.
And that goes against everything that America stands for, or supposedly stands for.
Ain't that something?
And so I don't think, I know I'm not in any position to go tell him what he should or should not be doing. And as a leader of this team, I'm not going to go to him and say, hey, man, we really need, no, the hell, you do what you feel you want to do. That has nothing. I'm not going to go and ask him, did he get a polio vaccine? So why would I go ask him if he got a COVID vaccine?
So that's Draymond basically responding to this whole question of like, okay, because that's how they're trying to pit these players against each other. And they're saying, well, you're supposed to be a leader of a team. And obviously this is a guy that is a big time role player for you guys. I don't know with the implementation of I guess once he gets back in the lineup, how Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, how that thing's going to work out. Or who's going to start what with the players it is that they have. I guess they would go Steph, Andrew, which would be a decent lineup. Klay, I'm talking about shit that ain't got nothing to do with it. But Draymond's the leader of one of the leaders of this team, right? If not the leader, probably more so than Steph, despite not being as good as him. You get what it is that I'm saying. They're trying to pit him against his teammate by saying, how does that make you feel? And would you go tell him, okay, we need you here? And this is what I've heard from these dumbass football guys who would try like these football radio guys like, well, this guy's being selfish because he's not getting vaccinated. He might miss a game, and it's not about. It's like, wait a minute. How about the fact that you're trying to force someone to get something that they don't want? That's the problem. That's the only reason he's missing games. Andrew Wiggins isn't going to miss a game simply because, or let me say this. He's not missing a game because he wants to miss a game. He's missing a game, or he is maybe on the brink of missing games because he's being forced to do something that he doesn't want to do. That's it. So this is a great answer because not only is he saying, no, I would go ask him about polio vaccine. That's something that is personal to him. That's his right. And you guys who press this issue so much, who's supposed to be in the land of the free, you're not giving this man any freedom. You're pressing the issue and you're forcing him by not forcing him. And I wish there were more people that were vaccinated that were in these positions. You made a conscious effort. That was your personal. And I'm not taking it from you. I wouldn't have did it, but it doesn't matter. You thought that you wanted to do that. That was your right to do that. But you're in this league that exists a multitude of you guys. And it's like, you take the stance of liberty. It's like, it ain't about whether we agree or disagree on this position, right? The fact is you're being punished for having to get something that I got, and that's not right. So I would love for more of these guys to speak out against this. And it's interesting to see, especially because this guy's dealing with his teammate. I want to know what the megastars, I want to know what all those guys sitting over there in LA, especially that Mr. LeBron James. I want to hear him go to bat because, the league runs by whatever LeBron James wants. So LeBron James said, y'all can't be doing this shit. The league will change their policy like that. A big shout out to Draymond Green, man. Big shout out to you. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like his playing style and think he's questionable, says some questionable things, does something. And this one, he's essentially saying something that we've said before. It's just more unique to his space in that he is a professional basketball player. So big shout out. Just for the sake of this segment, I want to record this on top of it. We have confirmation. Big shout out to Jorge Murata for giving this information to us. I just was talking about LeBron James. He retweeted what Draymond said, basically echoing the sentiment. I ain't got no problem eating crow. I mean, I would like to get more of a formal statement from him. But shit, he not only did he retweet it, he said I couldn't have said it any better. Well, shit. All right. I mean, hey. We'll see what happens. I tell you what, if LeBron sticks to this position and becomes more vocal about the fact that these guys are trying to attack their teammates and other basketball players for personal medical decisions, this shit will go away. Because LeBron James is basically the most powerful person in the league right now. More powerful than that fucking egghead Adam Silver. And this will be interesting. So, hey, just wanted to make sure I show this information out to you guys. LeBron did retweet the video that we just watched. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Cannon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcannonsake.com.